Welcome, welcome, welcome to Angel Entertainment. I'm your host, Wicked, the MF and Angel. A big shout out to all of my members, the good and the bad. Okay, the good and the bad. Because, of course, a couple of people have gotten memberships only to be nosy, but it's okay. Either way you do it, they're still paying. So, hey, it is what it is. But for you all who support me, I really do appreciate it, as I just stated on the last video. And let's get into this tea. So, when all this stuff happened, which was a little over a week ago, many of you know that for the past year, I have been diligent in trying to clean up a content creator's image. That content creator was notorious and known all over YouTube for lying, okay, coming up with fake stories, assisting people with pranks that got them felonies, uh, lying about being pregnant with twins, and the list goes on, saying vicious rumors about people's children, mainly which her children's father. So it wasn't a surprise to me when uh, Liar, the Liar family, because he's not NBA young man, not that. Definitely a liar. Uh, hit me up and we were talking, and pretty much let me know that he didn't think I had done anything wrong and hated what I was going through. Now, true enough, he doesn't control his chihuahua, that we know, because, of course, she talks about him like a dog. Okay. Um, but this is where I have an issue with him. Okay. The only thing that I ever asked from these people was that they be genuinely decent people and try to change. I've never been money motivated, and I actually lost a lot of money by covering them. By covering them. You see, when I came on the YouTube, my check was one thing, and because I started covering them, it was sliced in half. In half. And those of you who've been following me a while know that I already had a name for myself around YouTube. And many of you don't know, but I do have another name that I used probably about 2 or 3 years ago in another sector. And I was able to connect with quite a few big YouTubers. I don't speak a lot about them, but I want to say thank you for them, who I'd still communicate with and who really want me to succeed. Not like these fake ass people who I gave my time and tried to defend. I was wrong for that because they are two of the worst individuals running around the face of YouTube with their fake stories, their frivolous nature, and their immaturity. Okay. Now, Liar is no fool. He'll do whatever he has to do to protect his children, but he doesn't realize that we all feel that way. And I'll do whatever I have to do to protect mine. Now, he did a story about how he actually was in prison and stole another inmate's woman. Well, see, this is the thing. He told that story to send a message to me that he didn't see anything wrong with the fact that his child's mother went behind my back and started doing business practices with another man, even wanted to seduce that man the same way she seduced his old ass. And I take that kindly because that was the truth. So that is what upset her. For all of the people that were running around for 2 days saying that I had upset her because I had used a reference to her arch enemy, you can kiss my ass because that wasn't true. It wasn't true. And that is proven because, of course, it only took 2 days for that narrative before she came out with her very own video putting my name in front of a scam. When now that the truth has come out, she never was scammed. Hey, Queen MB, It's very important for you all to understand her motives for doing so. Very important. Then, to add insult to injury, even though I told people I wasn't upset with her, I wasn't going to bash her or anything else, she then went on to another platform talking about me, talking about my children, saying things that weren't truthful, and mainly still bashed her child's father, the liar. Hey, Faces by P. Hey, Jacqueline. Now, they can do whatever they want to do. I don't care. But what they're not going to do, what they are not going to do, is act as though their family is any more important than any of our families. Any of them. You see, for the past couple of days, I've been going through a situation with a family member. With a family member. And I love that family member with all my heart and would do anything at all costs to protect him. So I resonate with the liar's dilemma. But I don't respect someone who doesn't know how to teach the person that he claims to love how to have some decency and respect about themselves. But in that video, he was supposed to be making an apology to. Now, I know y'all are probably like, making an apology to you, but why? Well, the reason why is for that very reason. Because for a past year, he and I have had a certain dialect that he knew I was only trying to help his child's mother. That he knew how mentally unstable she was. He knew how depressed she was. He knew how consumed with hate she was and how it was tearing her apart. He knew all of that. And he knew I was nothing more than her nursemaid every day. Now I know y'all say, okay, well, you tried to tell us that y'all didn't talk that much. Well, I'm wrong for that. And the reason why I say I'm wrong for that is because now it seems as though, I'm bitter. Or if I say, like what I just said, that she's mentally unstable, people are going to say, well, you didn't say that before. You were rooting for her. Well, because I felt she, and still do felt she was bullied. And I wanted to see her live her dreams the same way I want and encourage everyone to live their dreams. And I do have sympathy when it comes to seeing a child or children in a situation like she's put them in. I do. So, for possibly 2 to 3 hours a day, sometimes I would be caring to her needs, trying to keep her from hysterically crying, from being depressed, and most importantly, from going back on YouTube and letting loose of her self, her true character, her true nature, and allowing you all to see that she really hadn't made any progress at all. She's the same character. Same character. So I'm very apologetic to my people who depend on me to be truthful. So that is why I'm telling you this. Now, the liar. I had no problems with him as he had no problems with me and was very appreciative of the way she would listen to me. In the business, we would call her a person that needs a handler. And that is what I played the character of. Now, character is a strong word, okay? Because we all have them. But in that character, I played the older woman with wisdom that could help her to see what she needed to do to be a better version of herself and to continue to thrive on YouTube. Meanwhile, I combated all the bad guys. I even told her several times, you take the high road, I'm going to take the low road. So many of those videos, when y'all saw me extra cursing, people out and going all in and acting a fool, that was all strategic. That was strategic. Okay. And it was strategic in the sense it gave her the opportunity to go smelling like roses when she did her video. But when I would curse and fuss and fight and be ready to fight for people who had a problem with her, those were her true views. Those were her true views. And it satisfied her desire to curse them out by watching me. That is why they watch my show so much. That is why they, of course, shouted me out. That is why, you know, you could say that they visited the show. And today, I am the only show that the liar has come on and actually gave an interview. He stated to me I was his favorite channel. Stated to me that he and his son watched the channel in the evening. And I'm not one of those people that he tried to make you all think last night's video when he tried to say that I was one of the people that came into her life because I was nosy or messy. Sweetheart, my life is more entertaining than that. Okay? Let's be clear. Let's be freaking clear. I felt sorry for her, and I feel even more sorry for you. And I don't care how much y'all want to spend false narratives, make up lies on side, inside, outside of YouTube. It won't work when it comes to me. It won't work. It won't work. Now, what I'm going to be showing you guys, my members, that I'm not sure if I'm going to show on my regular page, is a couple of screenshots of our messages from the other day, which would have been Wednesday. And of course, those of you know, Wednesday night was when they did a video, he and her talking about it was a test and all about how, they had to test people and things of that nature. It was all fake. Okay. So that morning, he and I talked. We actually talked Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday night to Thursday morning by text or DMs, I should say. And I thought we were on the same page because the only thing what I asked of him to do wasn't to give me money, wasn't to allow me to continue covering them. It was simply to apologize for tarnishing my name, for defaming my character, and saying things that just weren't true. But like true fashion, he reneged. He reneged. And then wanted to boast. I don't give a fuck about him and whatever kind of cease and assist attorneys. I don't give a damn about that. I don't. I have morals, I have values, I have principle, and I'm going to speak my truth and defend myself. And you better hope I don't feel like beating your ass because I'm not one of them. I haven't made enough money on YouTube, and I lost money by covering such a fucked up couple. That's the truth. You don't believe me? I'll show you how much I've made off of them. And I can easily tell you it's less than $2,000. I even sent him proof of that. Okay? So this right here is the first receipt I'm going to be showing. Just a moment. Okay? It's the other day. Now, let me blow it up. I don't think you guys can see it. But I'll read it while I blow it up. It says, and this is me in the blue. It says, I deserve more respect. I didn't, excuse me, y'all. I didn't flip on her. She flipped when Carl wanted the rest of his money and one of his brothers with 2 children died. And this was his response. Again, I'm responsible for my small part, and that was my Q&A. Wicked, I never asked you to cover me at all. I never came to you like that. Ever. I also never had an issue with you covering me at all. So with all respect, I never asked for anything from anyone on here. I can't fight the internet or control what someone else does or say. I'm only responsible for any wrongdoing that I do. My part in this whole situation is very small. I have nothing to do with this guy Carl or anything they talked about. My business was and is separate from anything they discussed. The Cryer family isn't part of this situation at all. If it's my apologies, I'll issue, I'm assuming was what he was saying, my apologies once I wake up in the morning. Okay. So it's important for me to show you guys this receipt for one reason. And that reason is because we were on good terms until Thursday. Then Thursday, all I know is all hell broke loose. And for whatever reason, even though he stated to me several times that he and Love by Erica are not together, won't be getting back together, and that it's just YouTube. That is how it was explained to me. That it's just YouTube. It's just for clicks and views and not to take it serious. He then didn't see a problem with me having a problem with the things that she went on other panels and saying. And I do. And I do. And that hurts me because the whole year, he and I were the adults. She was the sick person. She was the person that when he called me, he was concerned asking if I felt she was mentally ill. Said he just couldn't take it, and I have witnessed the mental abuse that they go through, and it's way worse than what you can imagine on YouTube. Way worse. I have no reason to lie. One moment, I'm going to show another one. Now, the problem I have again with him is after our what I thought was a, you know, pleasant conversation of which he understood how upset I was about what was said. He just said that his fingers were tied and he would address the situation. He led me to believe that he would be issuing a statement to let it be known that he never knew me to be involved with a scam, or any of the sort. And that was it. That's all I asked for. I didn't ask him for much more than that. So in his video, instead of him apologizing, he told a story about how when he was in prison, he actually ended up stealing a guy's girl that was actually incarcerated for longer than he was. He said he had promised the guy that he would check on the guy's female or children or however it may be, and ended up sleeping with the woman. That was a slap in my face because what he was saying was he didn't have a problem with her, his child's mother, going behind my back and doing business with Carl, going behind my back. He stated that he wasn't a fool, okay, and that he wasn't so, naive as he led on to believe. Well, what I would love to say to him, and I'm probably going to say in my next live, is well, guess what? I'm not the person that would have gotten out of prison and went and taken someone else's girl. I'm the one that would have been able to teach you a lesson about doing things like that because I don't go behind anybody's back. I will bring it straight to your face. I don't throw rocks and hide my hands. And that is what you all do. That is what you all do. At the same time, he was telling me that what he did was they or her, I'm sure, because it said her channel, started trying to flag many of the videos in which I had defended her. I had defended her. And because she's so upset at the fact that she no longer can try and manipulate me and think that she's changed or trying to change, and that I've seen her for what she truly is, and that is a broken spirit that needs help. She tried to have my page taken down. She issued a strike for the song Drake. Now, as you guys remember, I did do a reaction on that video. And she put up a community post encouraging us to do it. Not to mention, I actually spoke to her and she asked me to do it. But then she struck it. And because it is a song, she was issued, or I was issued, a copyright strike. Okay. So, of course, I countered it. Now, this is that after the counter. Okay. This is that. Like I said, after the counter. And it shouldn't have even had to come to that, because one of the things that I was going to do was remove every single last video that I did in support of her. That's what I was going to do. Now I'm not doing a damn thing. And I'm probably going to be their worst nightmare forever. 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 Just for them trying to play dirty like they did. You see, these are the things that they've been doing. These are the things that gets them off as being powerful. You have no power over me. Are you crazy? I have less than 3,000 subs. And that was another thing that was funny to me. They told people I was canceled and that they should unsubscribe. Y'all, I lost 80 subscribers and I gained back 45 within the last couple of days. I average about 100 and something a week. Well, that's just it. She wanted to do anything she could to try and strike my channel down. Those of you who aren't familiar, you only get 3 strikes on YouTube before they just terminate the channel altogether. So if you look at my community post, which I'm going to bring up in just a moment, you'll see where that's what she was trying to do. She wanted to take my whole channel down, even though she snaked me, even though they lied on me. Lied on me. Lied on me. Even though they went around assassinating my character with those goofy ass people with like AB and It's Really Reality, even AJ the Grits. People I've only been nice to. So I don't have to be nice. I don't. And now how foolish did they look now that they're letting it be known that those were just lies, that it was a series, that they didn't mean it. That they didn't mean it. Just a moment, y'all. I'm trying to bring up my community post. Okay. Now, this receipt right here is up on my community post. And this is just to show how dirty they are, how absolutely dirty they are. Not only did they not pay me for all the work that I did as being someone who made sure that this woman's character was cleaned up and gave her respect around here again, combated bullies when they did nothing for me and threw up anything I went through. Hold on, y'all. My nephew's acting up. You okay? All right. So this is what they did. And it was more videos than just this. Because what she was trying to do was take my channel down. Remember, guys, 3 strikes, your channel's gone. Hey, 212. Hey, Miss Capricorn. Welcome, everybody. And it's not to say that they don't have a right to be worried. And the reason be it is because, of course, she runs her mouth a hell of a lot. And I let him know some of the rumors, some of the things that she had told me. And he was quite disgusted. And he felt that at least one of those things that I confided in him after she told me, he felt could be dangerous to his son. And I believe him because of it, because of the story. So I'm not going to be talking at all about that at all. But I am going to continue to hop on their heads. I didn't deserve anything at all with what is going on. Yes, you're right. She is very manipulative, Mimi. And this is what they thought of someone who was dedicated to talking up for them and helping her because she's very weak minded. But nonetheless, okay, nonetheless, none of those videos were taken down. And as you can see, they lost that, strike or whatever. Well, it's just not going to do any good. What I do is covered under fair use. I just been stating my opinion. I haven't just been playing them. And I did send them the screenshot of her giving permission to do the video, which is why they took that off. Yeah, Queen MB, she definitely lied a lot to him and manipulated him into believing Martin had been doing things that were inappropriate. Now, the thing is, you can't fault a person when, they are trying to protect their family. You can't, I mean, everybody understands that. Everybody understands that. But what I don't understand is why do you think you have to defame my character? And I'm supposed to just sit back and be quiet? I'm not known on here for being a liar. I'm not known on here for lying about everything from pregnancies to molestation. I'm not the one that brags about how easy it is to fool, the people that support my channel. I'm not any of those things. So if you were going to do the right thing, you should have just stayed out of it. But by you getting inside of it, I'm going to get on it. Rachel, the truth is, he swears that they aren't together. They haven't been together in quite some time, not getting back together. Said it's just YouTube. Those were his words. It's just YouTube. They don't see anything wrong with confusing their audience at all. At all. And they demonstrated that when she went to all those different panels trying to discredit my name, telling lies, saying that I wanted money from her, saying that I possibly wanted him, all kinds of stuff. Y'all heard it. And when the truth came out, I hope you guys are well aware that there really was never a scam. She just couldn't pay him. She thought she was going to seduce him and not have to pay him. And that wasn't going to happen. Do y'all know she wanted Carl to fly with her to go out of town? Which is the reason. And Big Bad Wolf actually spoke about how the fact that she had asked us to go on tour with her. And she did. She called and she said that since I had been such a good friend to her, she wanted to fly me to one of the locations where she was going to be at. And it was all inclusive. She was going to pay for everything, hotel, trip, airline, everything. Said we'd have dinner, enjoy each other, all of that, meet each other in person, the whole nine. And it was kind of weird to me because when she said she didn't know which city she wanted me to go to. And because, one of the places she had named on the tour was Atlanta. Atlanta's driving distance from me. So I wonder, well, why she didn't just say Atlanta? That way I could just drive there. But the truth is, she didn't know if she wanted me in Atlanta because she wasn't sure if Carl was going to be there. And that's what she didn't want me to see was Carl. Now, Carl wasn't a boyfriend, but he was someone that I considered a friend before this. But now he and I don't have anything to do with each other. And the reason be it is because I feel betrayed. I feel he went behind my back, started all of this mess with her doing business. And then when it got ugly, both of them wanting to call me up and act as though I knew something that was going on and could help. And when the story didn't turn out like they wanted, well, then there you go. I'm by myself. Carl went to his attorneys. and they advised him not to talk, not to say anything on YouTube. So he reneged on his promise to come on my channel and give his opinion and tell the tea, the real story about what was going on. Okay? She couldn't pay him. She thought she was going to seduce him. It went wrong. And then I was the fall guy. My name was put into it and it never should have been. That's the truth. Hey, Sharada, that's the truth. No, I didn't, Rachel. I'm gonna have to check it out, but I'm not really all that fond of kids shoe review either. But I do know she's been hopping on their head and does have a lot of those old videos that they've managed to swipe. Okay, so this right here is another message, and I'm not showing them all. I'm not showing them all. I'm just showing the bare minimum, just so you guys can see. Number one, that I never was, of course, flirting with him. And in his own words, I have done nothing wrong. Okay. So this was also either Wednesday or Thursday. Can't remember the time. It's not on the screenshot. But as it says, whatever decision you make about me, I'm still going to support you because I really have nothing against you at all. You and my son, mom, feel out over the internet and has nothing to do with me. I wasn't a part of this business deal. To save my life, I still don't know where this home invasion thing came from because it simply isn't true at all. But yet the home invasion is one of the stories that she told me, which I won't be speaking on. Won't be speaking on. Yeah, Mimi, that was and that was more of her true character. And the sad part is, I'm 47, he's 52. I'm not sure how old Robin is, but she's closer to his age. And the way that she was calling us old and this and that, talking about Robin having patches on her head when she knows how Robin's been in and out of the hospital, that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. And it just showed her true character. Her true character. And y'all, this isn't to act like I'm some little angelic being. Y'all know how I am. You know how my mouth is. But I don't do people like that. And she and I have had several conversations in which she knows how to get people's sympathy. She's told me the same thing that she told J. Michael, which was that all she got to do is cry. All she has to do is come up with the sad story, and her supporters believe her. And it's true. I witnessed it with my own eyes. I went through that whole breakdown of the story and proved my innocence. Yet, I watched hundreds of people who had been coming to my channel on a daily basis for almost a year disrespect me to the fullest on another panel, saying things that were so untrue, y'all. So untrue. And anybody that's been watching for a few months or more, you know my story. You know the situation of how I fell out with the ex mods I had. And they were the main ones over there dragging my name, saying nothing but lies. I've never in my life had a drug problem, y'all. I've told y'all the truth. I have smoked weed. I don't even smoke weed now. But I have in the past smoked weed, marijuana. I've never taken cocaine. I've never had a drug problem. None of those things are true. None of them. None of them. I've never had an issue with selling drugs or any of those type of things. And I certainly never sold a baby. I told my story of how I gave up my child for adoption. And the reason be it, y'all, I was 42 years old. You know, I was just getting out of a divorce. My children had decided to live with my ex-husband. So I was going through depression as is. And the man that I was pregnant with, he didn't have any children, led me to believe that it was going to work out and be the best thing. And I found out that he was actually cheating on me with a coworker. And I was just devastated. I, at that time, couldn't see myself raising a child, by myself. So I prayed about it, and I did what I felt was a selfless act. It was an act done out of nothing but love for that child, and still is. I found him an amazing, amazing family, guys. Amazing. They're financially successful. They've been married for almost 2 decades, and they could not have their own children. They had spent tens and tens of thousands of dollars with other measures trying to get pregnant, and she would just have miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage and gave up hope. So my son was a true blessing to them as well as myself, because he is still in the world striving and doing the best thing he can do, which is being a young king in this world. He has a great family that support him, and being raised to know that he has other siblings and that his mother loved him so much that she gave them to him. I've been very honest about that. And I don't have a reason to lie. I never sold a child. And that, y'all, I'm an American citizen. I've only lived in the United States. Where this isn't some stupid movie. Like, I don't know anything about selling children on a black market. The only thing what I know is that that little boy is having the time of his life. He's loved and accepted, appreciated, and given opportunities that their children could only wish for. Okay? Let's be clear. My son doesn't have to witness his parents, his adoptive parents, fighting constantly in front of them. My son doesn't have to witness, them having children by different men calling them daddy. My son doesn't have to witness them pretending to be a couple when the truth is they really can't stand each other. Yeah, thank you, Queen MB. And I'm not embarrassed about that. Now, true, every day I think about him, and mainly because part of our adoption, it was open, and they wanted me to have an active part in his life, and it just hurts. It just simply hurts. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything they were saying were lies. And the thing is, if I was homeless, if I was this, if I was so broke, if I was this, and all of these things that they were saying, why wouldn't have they have helped me before they flipped on me? Because for a whole year, I was talking up for them. So where were they then to issue help? And that's what really was a slap in my face when I woke up and realized, hold up, this woman swears she wants to help people and motivate people, but the only thing that they've ever motivated and helped was their own selves. They don't have any respect for people who watch them. They're always trying to come up with other lies. They're always coming up with fake stories. They're always trying to use people's sympathy and make themselves look as though they're victims. And they're always bragging about their children. And it's sad. It's absolutely sad. So the thing is with this meeting, this because of course you my members, and for you, Marine, who's probably in the bushes trying to get receipts for them, please let them know I issue out a big fuck you. You can't beat me. You're pitiful, you're pathetic, and you don't have anything morally sound in your body. You'll continue to be involved in nothing but bullshit. That's what you'll do. And I will continue to build my platform, and I too will make money. See, that is what I am going to do, because once again, I lost money for covering them. I lost money, didn't make it. And I'm not like them because everything I do isn't about money. some things that I do are just for the reason that I did it, which was that I wanted to see that woman do better, wanted her to do better. I saw a lot of myself in her, and I'm almost 20 years her senior. I would never have used her. I was never trying to manipulate her. I was never trying to take advantage of her. And most importantly, I wasn't trying to ride her coattail. And one of the reasons you could know that that's true is she's blackballed. None of the other content creators will even do a collab with her because of her reputation. Why do you think it is her child's father now doesn't do collaborations? He barely gets to be seen on his son's platform. This woman has just been a pathetic mess her whole career on this platform. And the sad part is she feels that because of the drama surrounding her and men, that most of the people that watch her also are in bad relationships. They're also single mothers. So they identify with that and she used it to manipulate them. The same way she used the idea that I was an older woman who have the same ambitions as she says she did and wanted her to do better. I connected her to a person that is friends with Oprah. She couldn't even connect me with one YouTuber. Now make it make sense. Make it make sense. And if people truly want to support them, that's fine, but support them when they're doing things that are worthy of support. What I witnessed this past week, it was very heartening. It really was because it was a lot of people that were in the chat saying things that they knew were untruthful and knew that the only reason why they were doing it is because they want to be part of a freaking wave. Well, that's just it. Everyone's not a leader, some are followers. So it is what it is. And far as I'm concerned, it just cleared off my junk. Now, mind you, I'm speaking of Carl, sent the book release to her a couple of weeks ago. But she still found the time to get on YouTube and lie and say she wasn't sure if the book was going to come out. The reason why she didn't have the money. She didn't have the money. But now, old liar comes to the rescue and willing to help her out. Like he said, he saw what she was doing. So see what she's doing and see how she's destroying you. Because one thing about me, if I put out a video, say I have 2,700 and some odd subs currently, then more than half of those people are going to watch my video. You, on the other hand, sir, have over 500,000 people and nothing but what, 12,000? If you do some drama with her, you might get 20 some odd thousand. That still means that there's almost 500,000 people that will never watch your channel again because of the choices you've made and aligning yourself with a she devil. You don't even see how badly you're being abused. That is why I'm going to be doing a series in which I take the time to edit some pre-edited videos and they'll be released hopefully starting today. I actually finished one of the videos, but unfortunately I got locked out of the app I use and it keeps telling me I have to wait 24 hours before I log back in. Mimi, she doesn't have a manager. Everything was Carl. He was everything. He, all the talk about the lawyers, that was his people. All of the book work, the book tour, that was him setting it up for her. And because he had told her not to talk to me, because one thing about him is he can be a true asshole too. And he and I had fallen out, and we've done that periodically. We act like an old married couple because he loves to control what people do. And when you have a idea of your own, it pisses him off. And he and I had a disagreement because of the way that I conducted myself on my platform. And I let it be known, well, that has nothing to do with you. You just don't have to watch. So we had stopped talking. And then he went to her telling her, oh, well, don't tell, Joy that we're talking. And then he went on to talk shit about me being with Tari. Now, I talk shit about me being with Tari. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But one of the things what I want y'all to know is that foot picture that I showed where his feet were dirty, that was only on one day. Okay. The man did not go around walking around that dusty. I'm going to be honest. Okay. That particular day, though, and that was the reason of me taking the picture. The picture wasn't actually for YouTube. I actually took that picture because I wanted to show him what he was acting like that day, that he had drank a gallon of vodka and was passed out. He stayed like that for a full, like almost 18 or so hours. And all he would do, if you could wake him up, because you really couldn't, but once he would finally wake up, he would just go pee and drink another couple of swigs of vodka and lay back down. And that's when I took that picture, just to show him, like, this is what you're giving me. Like, seriously, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. But normally he did not walk around like that. Now, he didn't shower every day, but Lord, that's a whole nother story. That was our arguments, okay? But that is one of the things that Carl was saying to her. Like, oh, she talked to a man like that, because he was really upset at the fact of me being with him. And he did the same thing with Trap House. Even before Trap House showed the true narcissist he is, me and him would fall out because I was still in communication with him. But the truth is, Trap House is controlling as hell, but he did teach me how to go get a lot of money on the internet. And I didn't listen to him, which pisses him off. And those are the reasons why Carl and I had fallen out before all of this. So when he told her these things, she listened. And for the last month, we rarely talked. We went from being able to talk every day, all day long, to pretty much a little text here, text there. Her asking me if I was going to do a video, her coming in the chat very dry, maybe saying one thing and whatever. And that was her downfall. Because without me directing her energy, without me, telling her the things that she needed to hear, she took a dive into hell real quick. It only took a month. 1 week after talking to me is when she went live about Creole and Mucker, talking about how, remember when she did the live talking about his wee and things of that nature. So in that, Carl, you're an asshole, like a true asshole, because you took that young lady from the only person she had that was trying to help her to be better. And now look, because there are tons of other content creators that I can cover, and it only takes 5 stories before you're in the algorithm. Meaning, say if I do a story today about Ray J and Kim Kardashian, that chat might only have 80 people. It won't have the 200 or 300 from Talking for the Criers. But the only reason why is because those are the people who I've been mainly talking to. Once I put out, say, 5 videos about another topic, then that's the algorithm of YouTube you go into. And then you'll see people come for that. And it'll be way greater than these 2,000 people. This is what you call a sector. This is what you call a sector. And in a sector, you're shadow banned, meaning my content isn't shown but to the people who either subscribe to drama channels. Like once you start watching, say, like people from uh well, I'm not gonna say Martin, but let's just use him as an example because he did cover my story a couple of times and gave me a shout out. So I might come up in his feed. Okay. But for the most part, let me see if I can show you. Just a moment, guys. I've never brought this up. Let me see if it's on my oh, I think it is. Hold on one moment. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Hold on one second, guys. Let me see. Okay, I got it. Let's see this. Okay, so if you see right here on the bottom where it says other channels your audience watches, this is how you know you're shadow banned. For those of you who want to be content creators, okay? Now, at the top of the list, who you see these people, okay? Let me pull it up just so I can see it in just a moment. I'm gonna try and make it larger. Okay, King, let me see if okay. So as you can see, her, him, keeping up with Rican and Toya, the Muckers, is it really reality? J. Michael, keep working, AB, AJ, and the Tea Room. Peach McIntyre, the voice for people of Reacts. Ray Janae Carter, the real YouTube T, and Miss Angel Baby. Okay? So those are the people who subscribe to the same type of content that I put out, so they say. So I'm pretty much, as you can see by the top, I was shadow banned, meaning all my content was shown to the people who watch this sector. Is it really reality? The Liar family, all of them. Okay. Spike the T page. And that's not good. Because what that means is I'm not in the algorithm like I'm about to be, which is why my pay has been short and that's why my sub count has stayed so low. Notice, is it really reality? Is at the same sub count as me. He has about 80 to 100 more subs than I do. That's all. That's all. Thank you, sweetie. Yes, Queen MB, I know. So I want to ask and encourage you guys to go on this journey with me. And we're going to go to the top because I've always said we are some of the best supporters that there is. But there has got to be a time that we stand for something. Now, the story with the muckas and her, okay, I'll give you. It definitely has been entertaining. Definitely that. But y'all, it's playing out. Okay? It's definitely playing out. The truth is, and I do believe this, the Muckers knew each other before coming to YouTube. But the truth is, they really do have a relationship now. And the truth is, he really is that woman's father, child's father. She stated it. So it's only a matter of time before they get the information they need to proceed with custody if they choose. I don't even know if he wants to. And now I'm not fans of the Muckers, so by all means, don't get it twisted. Do not think that I respect them. I don't. I hate what they've done. I hate it. But the truth is, that right there is going to be a custody battle. And chances are it won't be able to be talked about on YouTube. That was her reasoning for telling Carl she wanted to move to Columbia, South Carolina, where, of course, you guys can see if you Google his name, is where he resides, just so she could have another address. But y'all, the truth is that's still that man's child. And if they choose to see that child, it's not going to be so much she can do. Okay. And I don't want to be a part anyway. I feel that the time has come for me to, of course, just like Queen MB said, spread my motherfucking wings and be thankful that I have an opportunity to, first of all, make a couple of dollars on here. And second of all, that I met a lot of great people, because all of you haven't been bad. And that's the truth. Okay. So, guys, I said I wasn't going to keep this video too long, but I am planning on going live a little bit later on to roast the dog shit out of them. Okay, let's be clear. I am going to be hopping on their heads. I am going to still, like I said, continue to do myself, my content, and like I want to do. Nobody's going to stop me. And it pisses me off that they tried to silence me by taking my channel when I've helped her to build hers. When I started covering the story, the majority of my chat was talking junk about her, how mentally ill she was. And I can honestly say they were right. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for becoming a member. I am going to be having another members meeting within probably the next day or two with some more information. Okay. And I hope you guys stay tuned. I'll see you soon. Thank you.